What up, you guys? Today, I want to watch the trial. Right now, they are doing some interviewing with some of the police on the force, and it's quite interesting, you guys. So, I want to react and kind of watch the trial with you guys, and I want us to comment. And, I want you guys to give me your feedback on how you think this trial is going and what favor do you think is going. Let's do this, you guys. My name is Hamin Phillips, and you're watching Raw Topic.
Perfect.
Okay. So it looks like right now they went into a recess of sorts. Um, but so far, you guys, from what I'm seeing, it's not looking good for the defense. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section. The cop they just had on the interview, he said that force that Chevron was using was not what, they get trained on. And he does not seem to agree with the force that Derek used that day. So, I don't know if you guys have been watching the trial, but a lot of the witnesses have really been I think damaging to the defense because these witnesses are all saying like the EMTs, the firefighter girl who was there, they're saying, look, I could have helped resuscitate him. I could have done something. They didn't let me. And it's as far as from what I'm seeing, I'm thinking this is not looking good at all for the defense. I think that Derek may be charged with second degree murder as of right now. From the way I see the trial going, um, what do you guys think? I mean, who else has been paying attention to this trial? Um, Let me know in the comment section, you guys. What are your thoughts with how everything is going right now, and what do you think? Which way do you think is leaning towards? Um, we had the one guy that was crying hysterically, the witness the other day. I believe the day 4 or day 3, and he was very emotional of what from what he's seen that day. So that was very, I think, damaging to the defense. A lot of these witnesses are saying, look, we were there and we do not agree with how this went down, that the force was excessive, and even the supervisor, even the cops that were there, or the cops on the department. You got the guy they were just interviewing. He said he's the first in seniority, and they're all saying like, "Look, it is not. This is not what we practice. This is not the techniques that we use." Let me see if I can. Okay, looks like we just. Looks like the court trial lost their feed or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll come back up. Um, let's see. I know they went on a recess, so hopefully their feed will come up soon. But yeah, you guys. So yeah, the cop they just had, he was he said he was first in seniority. So he basically was not having it. Like you can see the defense attorney trying to spin everything around as if, oh, it was normal to use this kind of force, and that guy was like, no, I don't agree. And he basically was like, look, um, this is not what we're trained. And if you watch the earlier guy, he told the team of Derek and the other guys to turn on their body cams. What's up, Irina? How you doing? Yeah, I think they are on break. I'm just kind of giving a rundown of everything that I saw go down. Um, but yeah, I think they are on break, so their feed is they put up a little commercial break there. So yeah, I'm waiting for them to come back. But right now, I'm just kind of trying to give a little insight on how I think it's going. Irina, what do you think? Have you been watching the trial at all? What do you think as far as how the trial's going and what direction? Um, Let me see if I can fix something real quick, you guys. Something. Let's see here. Yeah, there it goes. That looks better. Okay. Oh, thank you. You like the lights. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the cop car lights behind me. That's a little effect I want to use for this trial going on right now. Have you been watching the trial, Irina? Who in the chat has been watching? I want to know other people's thoughts on what's going on with the trial because it's not looking good to me for the defense. I think at the rate that this trial is going, like right now, it is going towards the prosecution. I think. I mean, the defense is trying everything in their power to say, "Oh, Derek was in the right to have a knee on his neck for what 8, 9 minutes," and everybody, all the witnesses and whatnot are just like, especially some of the police, they're just like, "This is not our practice, and this is not how it should have been done." But yet the defense is trying to do everything to try to get a way around that, to say, "Oh, but the crowd was a lot to work with, and the crowd looked dangerous, and it was a dangerous situation, so Derek had to do that." And like, where was the danger? The crowd was scared. I mean, if you look at the video, the crowd was standing back. And there was at one point where the one lady who was the off-duty fireman, she tried to intervene and Derek tried to mace her. He took his mace out. So for them to try to say that Derek was distracted because of the crowd and that's why his knee was on his neck is ridiculous. Um so yeah, it to me they're trying to throw Hail Marys as far as the defense. um, to try to justify what happened that day. And everyone that was there, including the guy who, if you watch I believe it was day two, maybe it was day one, but the clerk at the store who actually called the police, he's the one that got the $20 counterfeit bill. And by the way, you guys, I don't even know if that bill was ever determined to be counterfeit. Did they ever find out if it was even a counterfeit bill? I mean, I know they allegedly thought it was a counterfeit bill, but was it ever determined? I don't even know. So yeah, the store clerk, even he said in his own words, like, I wish I would not have even called the police that day. You know, He called his mom who lived upstairs from the store and said, "Mom did not come down here." Um, he was very distraught and like I think he knew that this thing went way too far over a counterfeit bill. And it just seems to me like the witnesses, everyone is basically siding towards George Floyd. Um, did you guys watch when the girlfriend took the stand? And the defense really tried to slip her up as far as their drug usage and things like that. I think that George and her, I think her name was Ruth, but they were addicted to opiates. She needed them for her neck, and George had some back problems. Ugh. Bobby Anderson from YouTube, he said Joe Biden failed George Floyd. Bobby, what do you mean when you make that statement exactly? Because I don't, in case I'm missing something. What do you mean when you say that Joe Biden failed George Floyd? And I want comments from everyone, you guys. I mean, this is the trial of the century right now. This trial is about as important or as big as the OJ trial. So I feel like everyone should really be paying attention to what's going on in this trial because this is a huge thing. A lot of us we do want justice for George Floyd and in the way the trial is looking, I mean, I think we may get that justice because I don't see anything the defense has right now to justify what was done. So let me know what you guys think about that. So they're on break. They're on a recess right now. I don't know who's gonna take the stand when they come back. If anyone knows, let me know. I don't know if that same police officer or I think he's a detective. I don't know if he's gonna come back to the stand. But Bobby, let's see what he says here. Bobby said if George Floyd was in a rehab in a work program to work around his mental illness, he would not be in trouble with the police. Okay, so you're saying that Joe Biden should have these programs enforced? And he might, I feel like Joe Biden will eventually get these programs up and going. I mean, he just took office and he did get us that stimulus at $1,400. That was better than that $600. I mean, he did do that. I know him and Kamara working on some other justice reform type things. But I don't doubt that Joe is against the programs. I think he will do the programs. I just think this stuff takes time. I think it got to go through other programs or Congress, and it has to be approved and this and that. Um, Bobby said Chevron is a complete idiot. He should never have been a street cop. I agree with that 100%, Bobby. I mean, that dude, if you look at his face in those what do you call those freeze frames, the look on his face when he had his knee to his neck, it was ridiculous. He looked pretty evil. Uh, let's see. Irina said, I think court is adjourned until Monday due to Good Friday. Huh. Okay. So Monday is adjourned. Well, let's see. That could be true. Let me see if I can find out what's going on there. The bad part is people that run these programs are idiots, so nothing gets done, is what Bobby said. Yeah, I think there's just a lack of people that care. It seems like. I mean, we do need more programs for people that are suffering with drug usage. But you guys, again, I don't see how the drug usage has much to do with what happened this day. Um, Regardless of how many drugs that George might have taken this day, this should not have happened. It shouldn't matter if he was on drugs that day or not. Why was the knee to his neck that long? And I hate when the defense tries to bring up the past of George Floyd. Like, who cares about his past? His past has nothing to do with what happened that day and what Derek did that day. And I feel like everybody is getting losing track of the focus here. It's like, okay, so he had a criminal past. Um, he was on drugs. Okay, I get it. But what does any of that have to do with the way this man was murdered? So why is everyone talking about, oh, George Floyd was not a hero, he was a criminal, and does that mean that he should have died the way he died because he made some mistakes in his past? I mean, I feel like we're losing sight on what happened that day when people make these kind of statements. It's like we all have made mistakes in our life, but why did Derek have to be his judge, jury, and his prosecutor that day? And that is what I don't like about what's going on with how the defense is trying to use the past of George Floyd to justify why he was murdered that day. So what do you guys think about that? I mean, am I tripping or what? I mean, let's see what we got as far as comments. Leo said, "Good grief! It's a good thing I'm not an epileptic with them lights in the background." All right, so Leo, you don't like my lights? Hey, I think it's popping, man. I'm sorry if y'all don't like it, but yeah, with people that can, I heard that some people can go into some type of uh epileptic type episode when with strobe lights and things like that. But if y'all don't like my lights, let me know. So Irina says she liked them. Leo don't like them. So who else got something to say about these lights? Um, Bobby said, I believe girlfriend and Chevron had bad history from the past, and no one sees that. Yeah. I mean, they had an off and on relationship and things like that. But I don't know. I just, again, you guys, but what does the past have to do with what happened that day? What does the past of George Floyd, as far as his drug usage and as far as uh the criminal things he's done in his past, what does it have to do with why he died this day? The knee to his neck for 8 to 9 minutes is excessive. It should not have happened. It shouldn't have went down like that. And I don't care what he did in his past. We all watched what happened on that day that he died live, you guys. This was live streamed on people's phones. How can we forget that? I mean, it we all have a past, you guys. No one of us is perfect, all right? So why is it okay for Derek to be the judge, the jury, and the prosecutioner that day? All right. That's the part I want you guys to comment on. Am I in the wrong for saying that his past should not mean that he should be judged that day, and Derek should have been given a okay, you're good to kill this guy because he has a past and he's on drugs. I mean, you guys, I mean, we're losing sight of what's going on here. Who It doesn't matter what drugs he could have been on and what he did in his past. The fact is, Derek should not have had a knee to that man's neck as long as he did. And that's the point that should be hammered here is that that day, Derek was not that man's jury, judge or executioner. So I can care less about the defense trying to bring up his past. Oh, let's bring up a past video. Here's a video when he was high with the police a year ago or whatever. So what? He didn't die that day. So why did he have to die this day? So, you guys, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section because I'm still confused as to what his past has to do with how he died and why he had to die that day. Leo, I think he's talking about my lights in the back. He said I didn't say I didn't like them. I said if I was on epileptic, if I was an epileptic, I would probably have an episode right now. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, it could trigger, from what I hear, these type of strobe lights. But you guys, it's a police car strobe light, and we are talking about the police Derek Chauvin. This is relevant. This scene, you guys, is relevant to what is going on. All right, so we got to talk about it. So yeah, I get what you're saying here, Leo, when you said that. So no harm, no foul. I get it. Um, so I wonder. Let me see. Do you guys know if the trial is done for today? I know Irina said that they were gonna adjourn on Monday. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if that is accurately true. Um, does anybody else know? Irina said the lights go well with the topic. Olga said looks good. What's up, Olga? How you doing? That's my boo, you guys. Olga. We call her Livy. Livy Love. She uh she has done a lot to help me with the group and doing a lot to help me organize the group, and we've been growing the group. A lot of you guys are not part of the group Raw Topic Live. Go ahead and go over there and join our group. We've been growing pretty fast lately. And Livy Love has been helping me doing a lot of approving the post, which is crazy because I get a lot of posts. So I want to thank Livy Love again for helping me with that. But yeah, let's get back on track here, you guys. What do you guys? How do you guys see this is going? This trial has a bit to go yet. Um, so with that being said, you guys, I need to know, like, do you guys see what I'm seeing as far as the defense trying to, I like to call it, they're using smoke and mirrors, right? They're trying to say, oh, but Derek had to have the knee on the neck for that long because it was a dangerous situation and he was distracted by the crowd, the frustration of the people, and in training, this is something that you do. And the defense is really desperate to try to find a means to justify this. Um, Jesse said she's cried so much. So Jesse, you've cried during because of the trial and what you're seeing as far as like maybe the witnesses crying and then that kind of triggers you to get emotional. Cause I know like when that guy cried, like I think everybody was like they felt his pain. They felt what America felt. You know what I mean? Like it was sad. Cause that witness, I felt like it brought him right back to that day, and it was just sad to see that, how he broke down. And it was like a wake up call to yeah, this is this is happening. Like, this is what happened that day. So Jesse said yes. Like, so Jesse, what do you think? I know you've been emotional through this whole thing. What do you think as far as how the trial's going? Do you feel like this will go in George's favor? Do you feel like the prosecution is doing a good job as to saying that this was excessive force by Derek and that it was unacceptable force? What do you think? And what do I want everyone else to let me know. What do you guys think? I mean, I think the prosecution is doing a great job so far. I think they are really hitting the emotions of people. They are people are really they can feel that this man didn't have to be done, like they didn't have to do what they did to George that day. Um Irina, she's asking Jesse who gave the most heartfelt testimony. Yeah, I have to give it to the guy. If we had to, if you asking me, I have to give it to the guy that cried. I mean, that was heartfelt to me. Um, the guy who cried, he really hit it home with the emotions because he was there. He saw it, and I think that triggered something in him to have to relive that, and he lost it. I mean, his emotions just he lost it, and it was so real to see that because we all felt we all could feel what that man felt. Anyone who was there or had seen that would have felt the same way. It was sad. It's hard to say, totally unacceptable, but the past has proven that it goes in the cops' favor. Yeah, I mean, Jesse, you've got a point. Um, but I don't think it's gonna be that way in this trial. Because in this trial, I feel like we have the video. And that video showed so much. And who can really watch that video and say that Derek was right in what he did? Um, I think that video is very powerful and it's going to be very hard to debunk what we all in America saw. So no matter what the defense is trying to spin and they're trying to throw up the smoke and the mirrors but at the end of the day, they have to prove that Derek had to use that force. And I don't see how they're gonna do that, you guys. Um, Jesse said it does feel different this time around. And yeah, it does feel different because I feel like the proof is in the pudding, you guys. We all saw. I mean, do you remember the feeling you guys felt when you watched the video when we clearly saw that George was not responding, right? He was limp, and at one point he let go his bowel movement. Like he peed and the pee ran all the way down from the police car down to the sidewalk. We saw that. And what does that mean, you guys? When you let go your bodily fluids, that usually means that you have died. You're dead. That's when you that's when your body can no longer hold your bodily fluids. So when George Floyd had died his and he peed and you saw that, you knew he was dead, right? But yet Derek still had a knee to this man's neck. And that was sick to me. That was just, what is this? Like, what are we watching? Like, this man was clearly limp, gone, no breath, no life, but yet his knee was still on this man's neck. And that was uncalled for. And it was disturbing for anybody who was a human being that watched that to see that that man did that to him. It was terrible. So yeah, I don't know. you guys. I think he will be prosecuted from so far from what I'm watching. I don't see how this is going to be spent any other way. Um, it's not looking good for the defense in my eyes. They really have to prove that that force was needed and was necessary. And I don't see how they're going to prove that. Leo said, "What if he doesn't?" What do you mean by that, Leo? What if he doesn't? Go and elaborate a little bit more. What if he doesn't what? Who are we talking about? So elaborate a little bit more on what you're asking on that. So let me see something here. So you guys on, I'm guessing Monday. F Irina is right. She probably is because I don't know. They just had what? They just had a recess not too long ago, so they probably did adjourn for the day. And of course, I spent a lot of time setting up. So by the time I got everything set up, it looks like it was a wrap on the court case today. Uh, but Leo said if he gets off as a free man, I think if he gets off, um, man, it's gonna be a lot of people that's not going to be happy in Minneapolis, especially. And we could be looking at another riot like what happened in Watts. We could be, yeah, we could be looking at a situation where people are going to vent that frustration. Um, and the jury will have to have a reasoning to not convict. And I would be very interested to know what that reasoning is. Uh, Leo is saying it happened before. Well, yeah, I mean it happened a lot. Look at a lot of these trials where these cops are walking away free. Irina said if Derek Chauvin gets acquitted, this would be a national riot and disaster. Yep, I feel like if there's no answers to why he's being acquitted and that those answers don't add up, people are going to lose it. For the simple fact that people like we're tired, man. We're tired of police getting away with police brutality and murdering us. And me speaking as a black man, it's hurtful because it's like they're flat out telling you that our lives do not matter. And it's like, hey, your life don't matter. No, you get to walk away free. And that's basically what we feel like is being said when these cops go free for brutality. So if this happens again, I don't know. I feel like people are going to lose their shit, especially with the pandemic and people already are unemployed and already frustrated with a lot going on. I feel like this will be the icing on the cake for a lot of people. So it could be a bad outcome if this doesn't go, if justice is not served. Jesse said the world is watching this time, and that's true. I feel like yeah, that's true. The whole world is watching. I feel like right now the world wants to know how is America going to handle a case like this. This can follow like this is huge, you guys. Like if we don't do this right, if America don't do this right, this could be bad for the future of policing, for citizens and police brutality as a whole. Um, we've all seen all the police brutality videos over the last month since George Floyd. Jacob Blake in Kenosha shot in the back 7 times with his kids in the car. That was that happened what, a couple months later? And and then not too long after that, they shot the other guy in the back over at the what was that, a Hardee's restaurant or what, I don't know what, Wendy's or something, with the guy that was shot in the back. So it's been happening and it's continued to happen. And then, more recently they just handcuffed what, a 5-year-old boy, I heard like yesterday. A 5-year-old boy was handcuffed, and then we all seen a video of the little black girl that was maced, right? And she was maced in the face in a police car. It's crazy. And then what? What about the 1-year-old boy that got shot in the head because the police opened fire inside of a vehicle with an innocent baby and an innocent girl because the carjacker jumped in her car, wanted to take her car, and they decide they'll just shoot in the vehicle, don't care who's in there. They just open fire and ends up shooting this 1-year-old baby in the head. And I know that last I heard, the baby was fighting for his life. I don't know if that baby made it through, but I do know that he was shot in the head. And this is what I'm talking about. Police are reckless when it comes to black lives, when it comes to uh, black and brown people. You don't see that happening with anyone else. They don't recklessly shoot in the cars of white people. This is happening to black and brown people. Why are we being treated with no compassion? And this is what everybody is getting so frustrated with. Oh, okay, let's see, you guys, what kind of comments I got. So we got this guy, three fractions, who said more of these rats need to die. So this guy is clearly a clown. Three fractures, whoever you call yourself on YouTube here. He said that Floyd deserved it. So, I mean, this guy is a fool, apparently. And he's probably just trying to, troll. But why would you make a statement like that? Like, why would he deserve it? Three factors. Like, I know that you're just being an idiot, but just to amuse me a little bit, why do you think, if you are being serious and you do think Floyd deserved it, why? For those people out there, because these people are out here. They say he deserved it. Why? Why did Floyd deserve it? So three fractures. If you're gonna make that statement, tell me why he deserved it. And Leo's saying Jesus Christ. What, Jesus Christ to the comment, Leo, or what? What is that? To what statement, Jesus Christ, are you making that for? Come on, you guys. Like, let's talk, man. Let's talk about this. This is real. Like, this is happening. Um, and for these people out here that are saying George deserved to die, and you got to let me know why. Like, why would you feel like a human being should die the way he died? Why? I mean, that's just evil to me. Because nobody should have to die the way he died. That was suffering. That was torture. Leo said Jesus Christ because of the baby getting shot. Yeah. Yeah, that was terrible, man. When I heard that news about the baby, the fact that these police officers shot in that vehicle, and you guys, mind you, they didn't even know who was in the car. It could have been a car full of kids. Like, why? Why are these police officers so reckless right now when it comes to black and brown lives? This is ridiculous and it needs to stop, man. But yes, they shot this 1-year-old baby in the head because of the stupidity of these officers shooting like the damn Wild Wild West. You cannot do that. Like, you have to know what you're shooting at. Who's in the car, at least know what's going on. This girl and her baby were innocent people. And they could have killed everybody in that car, all for one carjacker. It's ridiculous, man. Come on. It's got to stop. Irina said no one deserves to die over a fake $20 bill. Exactly. So for the comments being made, and I think it was this guy, Three Factors here. Let's see if I can pull up this comment. He said Floyd deserved it. So what? He deserved to die because of a $20 bill? Is that what you're trying to tell me? And we don't, till this day, no one's ever confirmed that that $20 was even fake. I mean, the guy, he looked at it, he thought it looked suspicious, but no one has really came out and confirmed, yes, it was a fake $20. People do that all the time. When I give them money, they stare at it, look at it. They might be wrong. Then they're not using the marker that you can mark it and all that. They're just looking at it. And so anybody can easily assume something's fake. I mean, the new money we got right now, and you guys got to admit, it kind of looks fake. Some of the new $100 bills and whatnot. So just because you're accused of having a fake counterfeit money, don't mean that you have counterfeit money. It just means that that cashier may not be experienced in the newer money. So he was accused of having a counterfeit bill, but no one ever technically said he did, right? And even if it was a counterfeit 20, you know how easy it is for someone to give you a counterfeit 20 and you don't, and that don't mean you intentionally meant to have it. You could be at a store, you can be anywhere. And when somebody gives you your change, they give you a counterfeit 20. And you might go use that counterfeit 20 somewhere. And what? You deserve to die because you didn't know you had a counterfeit 20? Who says that George even knew it was counterfeit? It's very easy for money to exchange hands and for you to get a counterfeit somewhere and not know it. That don't mean that it was his intention to give a counterfeit. So did he deserve to die over it? Absolutely not. Okay. Leo said that they shot and killed because they shoot and kill because they only see black and not the fact that it might be innocent victims in that situation with the baby. Wow, that's a strong, but yet that could be a very real statement Leo is making right there. That they shoot and kill because they only see black. And why do you make that statement, Leo? Um, I feel like that statement is made because we don't see it in the white communities. With when it comes to the arrest of white people, they don't go crazy and start shooting like that, do they? Show me a video where that happened. I don't. The videos I've been watching lately, they are doing everything in their power not to kill them. Right? I've seen videos where they had with a guy, a white guy, pulled a gun at the police, and they're like, "Oh, drop the gun." And they're doing everything in their power not to shoot this guy. But if it was a black or brown person, we already know the outcome, right? So my thing is, why can't black people have that same treatment as white people when it comes to that kind of a situation? Like it is not there. The man, what's the word I'm looking for? Compassion is not there. And it's look at Tamir Rice. What was he, 13 years old when he 13, 14? He was playing in a park with a toy gun, right? All somebody had to say was, "Hey, there's a black boy in the park with a gun." The police come up. Did they say anything? Did they give him a warning? No, they just come up and start shooting. Finds out the boy was just a kid that was playing with a toy gun because they shoot first and ask questions later. Oh man, so That's why, you guys, this trial is important because I feel like this is going to set the tone for the rest of policing the world. If police officers can get away with this kind of brutality, we're in trouble. And especially black and brown people, like we are in trouble because that means they have no fear. Let's see what Leo said here. But I feel like David tried to show us in the world that he is a cop. Uh, that he as a cop can kill us blacks openly and still get away with it. So you meant Derek, right? Not David. So yeah, I think so what Leo is basically saying is that Derek tried to show us in the world that he as a cop can kill blacks openly and still get away with it. It almost seemed that way, right? When you watch the video, he knew he was being filmed, did he not? How many phones did he see at him? You would think with common sense, he's like, oh my God, I'm being filmed from all directions. I need to be on my best behavior, right? We see these videos all the time where cops, as soon as they notice they're being filmed, they back off. They start to act right. They give their badge number, they give their name, they're the best cop ever, right? But this day, Derek was just cocky, bold, and inferior, right? He didn't care like who was watching. He didn't care who was filming. And he just showed a blatant, I don't care what you doing. I'm gonna do me. And he showed his ass that day, did he not, you guys? He like showed what he, what do they always say? What's the term that they say, right? That the darkness always comes to light. And that day I felt like his evil, his demons came to the light of who he was as a person, as a police officer. Like he showed himself, man, and the fact that he didn't back down to when everybody clearly said, "Look, you're in the wrong. This man is 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 limp. This man is not breathing. This man is dead. Can you please get off his neck? This man is complying. Like, what more needs to be said to this dude? You got people from everywhere just trying to plead and beg that something happens, that please help this poor man. Why are you on him like that? Yeah, it just brings me back to that first time I watched the video, and it's terrible to remember that because no one could understand, you guys. I mean, really, if you really think about it, if you watch that video, weren't you confused as to why his knee was on his neck that long? And we were all watching it, and I know a lot of us was like, "Is this guy really still on him? Like, why?" And everybody was confused, and that's how we know it's wrong, because that's all anybody can ever remember is why was his knee still on his neck for so long. So that's, it was murder, you guys. And I'm interested to see what the defense is gonna do to prove that it wasn't murder. Rebecca, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. Let's see what she said here. Rebecca Noble. She said his knee should not have been on his neck at all. Wow. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, you guys. Like, and that's very true. Um, if you heard the EMT, or was it the firefighter girl? She said that it was too many people on him to begin with. What was it? 3, 4? We don't it was, we don't know. It was so many, it was hard to even tell. But we all know when you have that many people on you and you're on your stomach, you're on your chest, how can you possibly breathe, right? Not and mind you, right? This guy had handcuffs on. So the handcuffs on is also restricting airflow because of the positioning of his hands with the handcuffs on. Mind you, he has like three people on top of his back and a man with a knee to his neck, you guys. How can you breathe, right? And they try to spin that and say, "Oh, but had he not been on drugs, he would have lived." Man, come on, man. Like, it don't matter if he was on drugs, wasn't on drugs. That knee should never have been on his neck. And and it's sad that, you know, they try to use that. Let me see here. Okay. Trying to see how I can get rid of this little picture here. Oh well, can't figure that out right now. But yeah, so I think Rebecca hit it on the nail with that comment. I mean, we're all missing the point. The point is like she said, his knee should not have been on his neck at all. And you know, we heard the officers, we heard the detectives. They pretty much said it that if you're not in a life or in death situation, that move is not necessary in this situation. So even these experienced detectives and officers said that they've never did that move and that from what they saw in the video, the move should never have been done. That as soon as he was in compliance, as soon as the handcuffs went on him, is what they said, is when that knee should have came off his neck, if you're going to do the knee at all. Rebecca said police have a duty of care, and they failed. And that's right. I mean, that's true. And and it and you guys, I mean, not only did they fail, but the people that were filming, the people that were there, do you know how much they felt like they might have failed because they didn't help? They couldn't help. They felt helpless. Imagine being there and watching it in person. That is heartbreaking. And Donald, I believe his name was Donald, right? On day one, he was the one of the guys who filmed the original video. He was also a MMA fighter on the side, and he was going through the moves that Derek was doing, the shimmy in the neck, and he was showing you how Derek was applying more pressure using a shimmy move. And this guy's an MMA fighter, and he's like, dude, I've seen that move. That's a submission move that I've used, and that is a move that you can kill someone with. And you don't use it long. It's a move to submit, to get somebody to submit. You don't do it for 8 and 9 minutes. You know what I mean? So that was important, I think, for the prosecution to nail that. For this guy who is an MMA fighter to tell you, look, you don't use a move like that unless you're trying to dismobilize, your victim there, because this is a very strong and dangerous move to use. So it's not the defense needs to really try to make the jury believe that what Derek did was necessary, and I don't understand how they plan on doing that. Like, how do are they going to convince this jury that that knee to the neck was okay for the situation? And that's what they have to prove, you guys. I mean, if Derek is going to walk free, they need to figure out what angle they're going to use. And so far, the only angle they used was that the crowd was rowdy and that the crowd was dangerous, right? But it wasn't a big crowd. We clearly seen cars driving behind the Derek. So there was active traffic going through. There was no people behind Derek, right? There was no crowd behind him. The only crowd was in the front that was controlled, right? What was his name? The police officer, Tao. He was literally putting hands on people, pushing them back. That crowd was not going to endanger those cops. They were incompliant. They were compliant. to the police officers. So they can, I don't know how they're going to say that the crowd was the reasoning of all this. Like, they better come a little harder than that. Uh Rebecca said, "Why did the other officers allow it to continue?" Exactly, Neil. Like, Tao. We heard, how many times did we hear Donald say, "Tao, you're a bum, dude. You're a bum. You're gonna let this guy do this to him? You're gonna let this guy murder him in front of you, Tao?" How many times did he say that? We heard it. Um. So yeah, those officers do deserve to be charged as well, because any one of those officers could have stepped up and said, "Derek, dude, get off him now. We're going to turn him to his side. We're going to stand him up like he's good, like he's not moving, he's not going anywhere." But none of those officers did anything. Why? What? Because of the code? Why? They afraid of Derek? I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't. It was very confusing to me. We know that, I guess, one of the officers was a rookie. They were new. They had only been on the force for a couple of weeks, a couple of days, maybe. So, we know that. But really, we don't understand the meaning or the why when they come to the other cops there. And we did hear the other cop, one of the cops, say, should we turn him on his side? Right? But why ask? Just do it. Be like, "Derek, we need to turn him on his side. Can you please get off him?" No other cop took control. They just sat by and let Derek do this. So yeah, they should be charged because they didn't do their job that day. Um, and a good cop is a good cop. A good cop would have done something, and these cops done nothing. You know, from what I saw, Tao had a very cocky attitude um, towards the people that was surrounding the area, filming. He was being very smart with them, um, but he had nothing positive to do or say when it came to helping George. Oh yeah, you guys, very disturbing. Um, so yeah, on Monday, I'm going to try to, I believe around 8 o'clock they should re-adjourn. So on Monday, I'm going to do a reaction video to the trial. I want you guys to come back on Monday. If you guys aren't following me, I want you to use the command !notify in the comment section. If you use !notify in the comment section, you will be notified the next time I go live. And I do plan on going live Monday with what's going on in the trial. And I want to watch the trial with you guys. And I'm going to react to what's going on and comment and watch it with you guys. So let's plan on doing that on Monday, you guys. Because we need to follow this. We need to be watching this. And yeah, let's come back and do this on Monday. I want to thank Rebecca for following with the command !notify. Thank you, Rebecca. For anyone else who's new to the stream and you're not following, go ahead and do the same !notify, and you will be notified when I go live on Monday. Because we are going to do this. I'm going to watch this thing live Monday. I want you guys to watch it with me. We're going to comment. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to do it live, you guys. So thank you for joining the stream today. And let's adjourn Monday, you guys. And until the next time, you guys, remember, what did Rebecca say? I'm from the what, Rebecca? What was that? Um, yeah, you guys, remember what I say. Remember the saying. If you guys can't come real, then at least come raw, you guys. Rebecca says she's from the UK. Oh, okay. Wow. All the way from the UK. Watching from YouTube. Well, thanks, Rebecca, for joining us today. And you guys, thank you, Irina. Thank you as well for joining. You guys, I'll see you Monday. All right. I know exclamation mark notify, follow, and let's do this again Monday. Peace out, you guys.
Perfect.